How are you doing?
I'm all right. Watching some Ninja Turtles out of the shadows. See,
Wow, so hot.
yeah, I had to comb my hair back a bit.
12 seconds later.
Daddy's force, shield mind, mind shield, carrying on the flames I wield, casting spell to change the world. Now, come on, let's see what we got.
How's it going, everybody? We have a Nova Online video today. Wait, Nova Online? A Jupiter the Hybrid video. Nova Online has been like every other video I posted for the last 3 weeks. I did the thing accidentally. I did the thing. Jupiter the Hybrid is who we have for you today. In fact, it's not really new Jupiter the Hybrid. It's just something we've never seen that Linda Benda finally posted up here recently. I guess it's something she stored, part of the stash of her and Jupiter's daily conversations. How does she do it? I don't think any of us will ever know. Maybe it's because they're on very similar wavelengths. But anyhow, you can tell this was around the time that Jupiter the Hybrid set his ponies ablaze. He had to get rid of them to prove that he's becoming a real man and not a predator like everyone else is saying. Like he's even said himself, as he's proven time and time again, it's just not true. And by getting rid of his ponies, that was going to prove everything. And even in this call, you're going to hear later on, I'm going to explain to you why even just days later, that wasn't even the case. Now, you may be thinking, yeah, it's probably a great thing that a 20-something-year-old man, late 20-something-year-old man, got rid of his My Little Pony dolls, no matter how he did it, and you don't want him to donate those to a local charity. Those things just need to be gone. Nobody needs those anymore. But for Jupiter, it's so much more serious, and like, how much more serious could it be? Well, these pony dolls, I mean, they had the embodiment of spirits inside of them. Those were real people inside of those pony dolls. They couldn't walk, they couldn't talk, they could only communicate telepathically with Jupiter the Hybrid. And, you know, Jupiter always said the relationship was real great, but it was probably a lot of screaming, "Help me! Help me! You don't know what I've seen! Help me, please!" But we didn't get to hear none of that. And Jupiter, sadly enough, had to get rid of them. But no, he didn't just set their souls ablaze as well. He decided to have some mercy, you know. Satan, Lucifer, he did us right this time, or at least not us. I mean, we get the entertainment, but Jupiter decided to do the little ponies right, and he let them free, which was a sad, sad day for old Jupiter. But for now, let's watch Jupiter and Linda bond over life-changing events. Jupiter, because he's going to do something so ridiculous pretty soon after this video is recorded that he's going to run away for months on end. And Linda Benda, because, I mean, for all we know, she doesn't do any more late night Jupiter calls, but I don't know, maybe she does on her spare time.
Hmm.
It's my uncle's
Cool.
urn.
Cool. I should have just told you, Shiratora and the kids got
Oh, okay, so your family's ashes, my family's ashes.
the ashes are out that way. You probably heard from the grapevine that I'm seeing this girl from the UK. I won't say anything else about her because she does not want anyone to know about her. So that's what I'm doing.
You know, I think M's a good influence on you. She's helping you take the right steps, right?
Yep.
That's always good.
Yeah.
How does she feel about me?
She, if I were to tell you straight up, if I were to tell you straight up that she despises you, I would have to say that. Hates your guts.
Well, we don't have to tell her that we're talking, right? Do we?
No, not really.
I know you can talk to spirits and stuff, and I wanted you to see if you can hear anything from my uncle.
Well, I rather not talk to sensitive ghosts like your uncle because of what he did to you.
What did
I
he
know I
do?
can talk to spirits. When he told me he locked you in a cage for the better half of your life,
Oh yeah.
to actually be able to talk and interact with the spirit, I'd have to be in physical proximity.
Oh, okay. So do you think that if I like put my finger in it and then like ate a little bit of the ashes, that would help?
Don't. It would just cause more issues. And I see that as sacrilege.
When Jupiter was like that way at the very beginning of these clips I showed you guys, I instantly thought of the Migos. I was like, man, I guess exactly like Nova, maybe Jupiter's gonna go trap out of the subway. It'll be like that movie Twins, instead of it being like one really tiny pudgy twin and one super jack twin. Like, do you guys know what I'm talking about with Arnold and I think Joe Pesci? It's just both two Joe Pescis. One with no comedic value. That's Nova Online. He just sits there and does goofy stuff all day. It would be like a mix of Beavis and Butthead and Twins. They'd be sitting in there running that subway, just destroying the place. They'd be telling the manager, yeah, everything is just fine. It's A-okay. Nova's in the back screaming for French onion soup, please. And they don't even serve that at Subway. That's probably why he got fired in the first place. And Jupiter's off screwing around, probably prowling the tables, leaned over one, telling some poor soul, you want to know what's great about high school girls and being a vampire? Pulling the Matthew McConaughey from that movie. We both stay the same age, and then he immediately gets arrested, both of them at the same time. And I'm pretty sure they're from the exact same state, which is absolutely amazing. I don't think I'm too far off. Maybe these are two separated twins. Maybe the internet was just the first to call it. It'll be like a weird documentary where two lolcow brothers were separated at birth, but through their actions, they were able to find one another, not from themselves, but because the internet knew exactly what was going on. You know what else I find really crazy about all of this, besides everything? Why is Jupiter the Hybrid talking to Linda Bender right now? If there was one person in the world you think he would leave alone, besides the fact that he knows he could sit there and talk to Linda Bender all night, and she's going to allow it, and who knows what Linda Bender will allow him access to once these cameras go off. But maybe Linda had gave that practice up around this time because Jupiter the Hybrid had to go all the way to the UK to actually find a girlfriend. And if I remember correctly, he was announcing this girlfriend to everybody, and when this happened, we was all like, did Jupiter actually get an of-age fake girlfriend? Because of course, if she was in the UK, she was probably fake. Even though I got some messages around that time, like, saying that she might not have been, which is just, I don't even want to think about that for, like, at all, and you guys don't need to either. But let's just assume that she was fake, and Jupiter was just tricked. He was bamboozled. But it turns out, she wasn't of the right age either. She just wasn't. And Jupiter was sitting there bragging, like, I got you guys this time. And it was actually revealed, I'm pretty sure, was that Jupiter was just bragging because the age that was allowed in the UK was slightly different, so that means he got a 1-up, and he didn't understand that he's from the US, so it's still weird. No matter what, the morals, like, yeah, we talk about this all the time, guys, like, it's not about laws, mainly, like, yeah, you should go to jail for those actions. That's what most of these people think, like, oh man, if I didn't go to jail, that means it's okay. No, you're still messed up. You're a messed up person, and Jupiter just can't wrap his mind around this. So that's what he was bragging about, and he's even bragging about it to Linda Bender right now, and she probably knew. I don't know why she doesn't call him out, probably because she wants to keep him on the phone, and that would be a one way to get him going at the moment, because he doesn't like quite trust Linda. I know we was talking about how it's kind of confusing how they will still have conversations, but I guarantee she could probably get him in a call like right now, to this day. But still, yeah, also Jupiter is entirely willing to cheat on this girlfriend of his that he's deeply in love with, that he's even willing to mention to Linda Bender, who he's I guess kinda cheating on. And then when Linda Bender's like, you know, with my uncle, I want to pull a Eric Cartman on Kenny, you know, I just want to just take a dip of the ashes, you know, lick it a little bit. Jupiter's like, no, 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 that's sacrilege. Everything else I've done in my life, you know, spawn of Satan that I am, it's okay, it's cool. But you can't be doing none of that. No, 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 never. It just doesn't quite add up to me, I guess.
Let's just say I used to be a necromancer when I was a child, but one of my experiments blew up in my face and nearly killed me. So I gave up on necromancy as a child. Yeah, your uncle was an idiot for doing what he did to you. He was an idiot.
Do you think he's the type of person that would fork a...
Probably. I don't know. How the f should I know?
Well, you seem to run in the same circles.
Uh, What do you mean same circles? I don't run in that circle of. I don't run in that circle.
No, I meant like you both seem very athletic, you know?
Well, used to play basketball. That was my sport back in the day. I'm just wondering, when were you planning on showing up here again?
Well, the Renaissance Fair I told you about is later this fall. They wanted to have everybody out in the fall, so I'll be going down there in the fall.
I mean, I don't do Renaissance, but I do practice mixed martial arts, MMA. You could stay with me while you're here. You could stay with me.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's talk about life. When I look at you, I want to live.
Exactly. Let's just get off the topic and just work our lives together, you know? I wanted you to suffer for betraying me that one time, so that's why we posted that shit online. That's why we did it, was I wanted you to suffer for once for what you did to me that year.
Okay, so you wanted to get revenge on me.
Yeah, I wanted to get a little bit of payback. You can't blame me for wanting a little bit of revenge.
Yeah.
You can't blame me.
As long as that revenge is legal, I'm all for it.
Yeah, it was valid. You mean, if that revenge was valid.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah. But you know, half the things that you think I did, I didn't do because it was the Vampire Squad.
I don't know if it's because I've been playing the Oblivion remake a lot here recently, and if you've been playing the Oblivion remake too, make sure to tell me your build down below. I've been playing an Argonian with the Conjuring build, Necromancy, I guess it would be called, something that Jupiter ran away from, and I know Jupiter has an old school Xbox 360, I mean the one that hasn't been seized by the FBI, but he probably got another one, so that just makes me think all of this stuff that Jupiter's been, all these delusions he's been having, you know, his entire time on the internet ever since we've known about him. It's just Oblivion stuff he's been playing since like 2007. He's just had this locked into his mind. He was just doing some Oblivion stuff. He was casting some spells, and all of a sudden something blew up behind him, and he's like, nope, can't do necromancy anymore, just can't do that. It's like this one person we talk about, Herobrine 1. No wonder those two remind me so much of one another, because it's like they take these video games so seriously. And not on like a Chris Chan level where it's like, these are real and these are my friends. It's like what happens in the video game, they take as like real combat experience or something like that. I don't quite know how to explain it. So many movie references this video, but why from the lighting does it look like Nova Online is like a live action Kung Fu Panda? He almost looks spot on what it should look like. Not like a, you know, American version, but like the Indian version or something like that. One of those super bad movies you see on Netflix that's really cheesy and corny. The cops constantly seize all of his devices. He has to go find them, take them back, his rightful belongings. And then, when he's just about defeated, he has very little hope left in this world. The master, who knows what it is, I'm gonna say a golden cow, sweeps from below and swings a cigarette right into Jupiter's mouth. And soon as he lights it, that's when he takes over and saves the day. Or however you want to do it. He gets defeated. Yeah, let's say he still smokes a cigarette. Gets all the power in the world to do bad that apparently cigarettes bestow upon Jupiter. And he still comes up defeated. And who was the person he was battling? It was the spirit of his My Little Pony dolls coming back for revenge from all they've seen in their lives. A true fantasy revenge story cooked up by Jupiter's delusions. But something that was a little surprising to me, the fact that Jupiter Online didn't want to go to a Renaissance fair. That seems right down his alley, but maybe it was just a little too close to home. And how from a Renaissance fair do you go, yeah, I actually practice MMA. I think he was trying to impress Linda Bender right there.
You know that old man who thinks he's 18 years old?
Yeah, he was a jerk, so I stopped talking to him. I don't even
Wait,
talk to that.
you used to talk to Barry? You know, he keeps on messaging me.
Trying to seduce you?
Yeah, he said, "Hey mama, I heard you were looking for me last night. Baby, I'm here now." How does that make you feel?
I could care less what he thinks.
He said,
Trust me, you won't go to hell. I'm telling you the truth.
Will you protect me?
Yes, I promise.
Will you wrap me in your arms? And
I would basically protect you from anyone who tries to harm you.
even God, if he tries to send me to hell?
Yeah, I'd traverse the depths of hell just to find you again.
That is so romantic.
So, come on, babe. I know you want to. I sensed it earlier. The spirit isn't even in those ashes. He's been gone because he crossed over when he realized you were in good hands with me. He crossed over. Before he left, I saw him in the background saying, "I'm proud that you have a good man in your life." And he crossed over to the other side.
Wow. So he kind of transferred ownership to you, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah. So come on, honey. Since I am your owner, I have to do whatever owner says. I like your face. It's very cute to look at.
Thank you.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
What is the difference between an Asian who counts using rice and an American who counts using numbers?
I don't know.
At least rice fills you up, while numbers leave you numb. I'm sorry. I could not resist.
Do you think maybe if we pray for a few seconds, I'll get the courage?
You can pray if you want.
Do you think you could lead me in prayer real quick?
Nah, I've already said my prayers and I've already made peace with who I am. If you want me to go first, all you have to say is, "Master, can you please go first?"
But then I wouldn't know if I'd be able to take off mine. Just because my uncle's still here, I don't know if I can put him anywhere.
Your uncle is not in that vessel. He crossed over and he transferred
But his
ownership to you.
body is, and I've hugged his body. I've massaged his feet. I've
Honey,
smelt him.
he wouldn't mind. I'm betting you $20 he wouldn't mind. I can tell you that those ashes are being controlled by a different source.
The vampire group.
Yep. They're being
How are we going
controlled.
to take them down? They keep on messing with me.
Honey, you do realize I have control over anybody's mind if I so chose so. If you'd like, I can transfer my control to you. You remember that seal I gave you, right?
Yeah.
Try activating it, because I'm activating mine. I can basically block them out of your mind. I'm erasing the vampire control.
Okay, I'm doing it too.
There it is. Now, follow that magic course, and there it is. Now, plucking the core mechanism, and there. Their control is no longer over you. I pulled out their plug, their little control.
Wow.
I like when Linda Benda is talking to another obvious lolcow. Jupiter's like, wait, no, he's not going to take you, Linda. I would save you from the depths of hell. Now, I am Lucifer, and I want to be with you to the end of eternity. Now, it doesn't make much sense why I wouldn't let you go, but if we're going to be together the same way like we always are, just a distant love, I guess I can let you go on to the pearly gates while I sit on my throne. I'm not sure why I'm not there right now, but maybe one day we'll see each other again. It's like no matter how hard he tries, Jupiter he just cannot catch the soul of Linda Benda. And now this interview has basically just evolved into Jupiter the hybrid trying to see Linda a little less dressed than she is right now in the video. That's all it's turned into. He's like, wonder how I can just manipulate her into thinking this. You remember how earlier he was not one to mess with her uncle? He's like, I can't do it, it's just not right. He's like, well, wait a second now. I was thinking about, your uncle was telling me when you was showing me that I was wrong. It doesn't matter that we're over distance. I don't have to be touching him actually to communicate. It's cool. I was sensing him just fine. And he said, whatever you want to do in front of me is just fine. Don't feel weird. And Jupiter, same earlier, was like, You know, I really hate your uncle for everything that he's done to you, Linda. I just don't respect him at all. But now Jupiter's like, he's a solid guy, you know, I like him. I respect him as a ghost and apparition. He's a solid dude. I mean, I think, you know, just do what you want. He's a very open-minded person, Linda. And somehow he's also trying to find peace from above. He's like, I've already said my prayers today. I've thought about it, you know, and I made peace with who I am. But here's Jupiter, still been a creep. And, you know, months later, like to this day right now, the last time we seen Jupiter, he was been a creep. He was still threatening people like YouTubers. I'm pretty sure it was Nick Nobody. He's had enough and he's not going to take this slander anymore. He's going to get these trolls. Then he just disappeared again. We'll probably see Jupiter the Hybrid in another week or so. It's feeling around that time that he just pops up again out of nowhere, gives us like a day's worth of content, then skulks away into the night.
Where your heart is,
Oh,
that's where the magic core is. And I pulled it out. I pulled out their core.
wow.
And now I'm absorbing it into my own core and making theirs moot point.
Can you control me now?
I can control you. All I have to say is one word. Take it off. My control now over you. There's your stats. Okay, courage. I'm going to take away that 60% and put in 100% code. And locked. There. Now you have more courage.
I feel better already. Thank you so much.
There you go.
Wow.
I told you I could control your stats, which means they destroyed your courageous side because, you know. So go ahead, do what your master asks of you now.
There's a ghost in here.
Hey, you leave her alone. Oh, I recognize that spirit. He's one of my very few friends. He's keeping an eye on you for me. Hey, Nick, keep your hands off her. I'm actually concerting control over the spirit, and I threw him away from you, and I basically threw him out of your house. It created a small force field to basically send him to the other side. So it's okay, Linda. It's fine. He's gone now.
Okay.
Go on.
I'm a little shaken up right now.
Just do what Master told you, and it'll all be fine. Let me see. Affinity to spiritual enthusiasm, and putting in no longer allowed to be touched by spirits. Closing that stat. So now I'm taking away spiritual awareness, and boom. There. Nothing. Just think of it as a bad memory or a bad dream. Through my seal, you gained my DNA, which means they can no longer control you. You are now a werepire like me. They have no control over you.
Oh my gosh.
You will not age as quickly as a normal human anymore.
I get this sudden thirst for blood.
Within my
I
seal.
can feel some teeth growing in.
Yeah, those are your fangs. Don't worry. They're not going to push out any teeth.
Look
They're
at
just
that.
Your canines are going to grow a little bit longer at night.
They're growing a little longer.
Yeah, they only grow about that much longer at night.
Wait.
I placed that cipher for the DNA coding. So now that cipher should wear off in about 3, 2, 1.
Wow. It's literally gone.
I told you.
How did you do that? It's literally gone. It's not on my sweater anymore.
It's a little trick I learned. So that way you don't end up hurting your body while you change. Series S.445. Spell C.
Okay. This is what I got in the mail. I got this one package in the mail. And this is what was inside.
You get a closer look. Hard drive?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
Yeah, Jupiter's completely lost it by the end of this one. He's pulling the Palpatine out of nowhere. Do it for me. And Linda Benda's just not falling for the tricks, at least in the part she's showing us right now. And then she fades off screen. She's like, oh no, I've been attacked by a ghost. And Jupiter the Hybrid's like, here's my chance. Linda knows I can communicate with ghosts. She's always getting taken by the Vampire Society. So, I know that ghost. His name is Nick. I don't know what's so funny about him giving it a modern name. He should have named it like some Roman name or something classic, like a Western. But no, it's just the ghost Nick. And Nick doesn't even help him out very much either. Nick really drops the ball. But you know, honestly, I think I'm just gonna blame Jupiter on this one. Apparently, he's the only one who's living in the Bleach world out of everyone else here, and a few psychics who make money for some reason in some police departments. I mean, well, what a great hustle. What an amazing hustle. And with this paranormal program this dude's been running, I definitely think Jupiter might have been the one to sell Hassan the bleach sword that iDubbbz used in his recent content cop. Who else is retired, can see ghosts, and needed such a powerful weapon? Well, all signs point to Jupiter. But I guess that's enough for me today, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, follow all the socials down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.